Good afternoon. My name is Steve Koop. I'm with Reach Higher Montana, and I'm the outreach advisor for Western Montana. I'm super excited to be coming to you today to talk about what juniors in high school can do now to prepare themselves for their senior year, college, and their careers beyond. To get right down to it, the first and most important thing students can do at this point is to ensure that they have a professional email address. It's really fun to have an email address like studmuffin22 at yahoo.com, things like that. However, it's very important for students to realize that in today's day and age, their email is very likely the very first impression that a professional, either at a university, a scholarship provider, or a potential employer is going to see. And they want their email address to ensure a positive image of who they are. It's also very important that in today's day and age, a lot of school districts are using Google Classroom, and students are used to having a Google account. But it's very important also for the students to realize that the Gmail accounts associated with their schools are not going to stay with them for the future. And in fact, a lot of them will only be existing past their graduation date for maybe 4 or 6 weeks at the very most. So students, I encourage you to create a valid, professional looking email account that you use specifically for your college applications, any scholarships you apply for. Over the summer, it's a great time for you to volunteer, get a part-time job, or seek a youth apprenticeship. These programs will allow you the opportunity, one, to investigate careers or jobs that you think you might be interested in doing for a living. But it also gives you the opportunity to observe things that you might be questioning. For instance, a lot of people when they're younger say, I'm going to become a nurse, I'm going to become a doctor. So if you can use this summer and you haven't previously, go volunteer in a care facility or a medical office if they'll let you, and observe what's going on. You may find out real soon that dealing with sick people, blood, vomit, things like that is not something that you actually want to do. And in fact, the medical field is not the right place for you. That's okay. And this junior year is a great time for you to explore and experiment and see what opportunities you can get. Again, because of the COVID case, the colleges have done a lot of eliminating of their in-person on-campus tours, which is actually a great benefit to the juniors because they've made virtual college tours an opportunity. So spend some time and review those campuses that you think you want to go to or that you're curious about. Watch their live videos. You'll get a fairly good idea of what the campus looks like, what classes are like. You'll get to hear some students talk. And I would bet you that in watching those, there are things that you're going to say, that is absolutely what I'm looking for. And you're going to want that school to be one of the ones you consider very, very strongly starting in the fall. But you're also occasionally going to see something that you say, you know, that just doesn't look like it's going to fit me. I don't think that's the right fit. It should be a great chance for you to explore, look at what you're considering, and when possible, eliminate some that aren't right, but also to keep those that are a good fit on your list of schools to further explore. If you're not sure how to find these things, our website at reachhighermontana.org is a wealth of information for you. It's a website that is created specifically for students like yourselves and provides a plethora of topics, including scholarships, how to find a right fit, career development. There's all kinds of information that's on there. As you're looking towards your senior year and your college or career, as there's technical trainings available, you need to decide on which opportunity might be a right fit for you. Just because you're interested in certain careers does not necessarily mean you have to go to a 4-year college. There are trades programs, community colleges, 2-year programs, and 4-year programs, not to mention the military, that are all good fits for the right student. Think about what you want to do and look at the options available. Now is going to be the time for students and parents alike to sit down and have a frank conversation about, from the student, what their plans are and the cost that that's going to take, as well as from the parents as to what is realistic for the student to believe or to understand that the parent can provide. Unfortunately, students, your parents are not obligated to pay for any of your college, and maybe they don't have the opportunities. Discuss what is realistic, how much can be afforded, how much money is available. In order to save some time, strongly consider getting involved in a dual enrollment. Montana offers the 1-2 free program, which allows you to take college credits classes while in high school for no fees at all. If you can get 6 credits of college credit while in high school for free, that is 6 credits you do not have to pay for, and it will start you off 6 credits ahead. Not to mention, you're not limited to just that. You can continue to take additional credits at a much reduced price. I encourage you to consider the federal application for student aid, or FAFSA. That will not open until October 1st. However, you can go online. The link is FAFSA.gov, and you can utilize the FAFSA forecaster, which allows you to put in income estimates and some other financial information from you and your parents. It will then give you an estimate of what they believe you will be eligible for. Eligibility includes the Pell Grant, which is a need-based grant. It is the first step in determining your level of need. It will also help you figure out how much loans, whether they be subsidized or unsubsidized, can be offered to you by the federal government. It's a great source to get a rough estimate of where you're going to be so that you can add those possibilities. Although I would encourage you strongly to look at other opportunities such as the dual enrollment in the fall, as well as scholarship searches. When you're looking at your scholarships, understand that whether you've been a 4.0 student or you've struggled and are a 2.0 student, there are scholarships available for everyone. It is not just specific to the high GPA students and the high earning students. Scholarships are listed on the Reach Higher Montana website. You can also join us on our social media. We dedicate Thursdays to scholarship information. You can also see other Facebook Live presentations that my coworkers have put in place specifically about career exploration and scholarship finding. When you're thinking of your scholarships, again, remember that there are different levels of scholarships. You will find national scholarships. Those are the ones that are open to anybody in the United States and often to folks abroad as well. A lot of times are large scholarships, like $25,000 plus. And it's very easy to look at those and think, I'm going to apply for that one big one, get that money, and I'm not going to have to apply to another one. But please, I encourage you to remember that those national scholarships are national. So for a $25,000 Coca-Cola scholarship or a Kentucky Fried Chicken scholarship or any of the other large organizations, large scholarships, you may be competing against 50,000 plus other applicants. So you have a 1 in 50,000 plus chance of getting that scholarship. They are very, very difficult. But if you think you're eligible for them and you meet the criteria, consider applying for them. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by applying. Then there are state scholarships, which are going to be available to students specifically from Montana. It could be things like the Youth Serve Montana Scholarship, our Reach Higher Montana Scholarship. Those are aimed at primarily for Montana graduates or intending to go to a Montana institution of higher learning. You'll find regional scholarships. Those are the ones that are for maybe all graduates in a county. It could be in a portion of the state. It's just not open to everybody. And then you're going to have your local scholarships, which will be scholarship opportunities from businesses and organizations within the towns or communities that you live in. Understand that as you filter down from the national to the local levels, your number of competition in the application process go down dramatically, which greatly increases your likelihood of being able to land those scholarships. A lot of students talk about athletics and the schools that they're going to. There is funding in the form of scholarship aid and grants available at that level. They're called institutional and athletic scholarships, but you need to have applied to the college and been accepted before you'll be able to discuss any institutional aid or athletic aids. And last but not least, when we're talking about our scholarship opportunities for you, please remember that there are trade organizations and employers who offer to graduates of employees scholarship funds. These are more like a private fund in that nobody from the generalized public can apply for it. Either you, your parents, your grandparents, someone in your family line has to have been a part of that. The trade unions are great examples of those. Some of the credit unions are specific to that. Even companies like AT&T often have scholarships available to students whose parents are employees. And last but not least, consider going door to door. If you think you know what you're ready to do, for instance, you know you want to become a veterinarian, a dentist, maybe you want to become an engineer, don't hesitate to go spend some time in the local businesses. You represent their community, talk to them, let them know what you're planning to do, ensure them that you're trying to go with as little debt as possible, and ask them, have they ever had a scholarship? Do they have money that they would like to put towards supporting a local student moving forward in the same field that they work in? You'll be surprised how often money will be available, and it may not be a preset scholarship per se. It may just be some money that the company has set aside. Those are the ones for students who want to go out there and they want to beat the path. They're going to put in the most effort to seek every opportunity you can. This is a great time to do that. If for nothing else, you get your name into the community, they recognize who you are as a student, and then when it comes January, you can go back and revisit, explain to them where you're at so that they can see that you've been putting an effort out there and see what you can do. Remember that the more you do now, the better prepared you're going to be for your senior year. And most importantly, I want to stress to you that help is always available. Don't get overwhelmed in this process. If you have a question, reach out. The outreach advisors in Reach Higher Montana are happy to help you year-round. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Our contact information is available at reachhighermontana.org. Also, remember to follow us on Instagram and or on Facebook. All of these resources are put together to support students like yourself, and we want to see you succeed. So take the time, prepare as you can, and look forward to a very exciting and happy senior year.